Hello guys and girls, this is Nurse Nation here, back with another video just for you. This is a comic book pickups video. This is what I have collected over this week. Quite a big pile. I have been busy this week with comic books. And I've got a few cool other things that are going to be coming in the mail soon, so obviously I will show you those in next week's pickup video. So I'll crack on with this. Got some new comics and got some old. I'll probably say I spent quite a bit more than what I should have done this week. I probably spent about, I don't know, about £85, which is a lot. £85 is a lot of money, but I don't always do it, and the deal was there. So first we've got Amazing Spider-Man issue 9. Because I didn't have the standard cover, I only had the Scotty Young connecting variant cover. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man issue 14 that came out this week. That's just standard cover. I am trying to get the Del Lotto covers of all the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, I didn't even see that. That's actually a little advertisement for London Comic Con. Sorry, I should have read this actually. It's quite interesting. Trying to see if there's any names there that. Oh, there's a few names. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Del Lotto covers. They're connecting. I think it's issue 9 to issue 15 or issue 14. I think there might be 4 or 5 different covers. They all connect, but I've got one of them. I got full 13, I believe. Next we have Edge of the Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. It's issue 2 of Edge of the Spider-Verse. This is the 4th printing. Now this is probably the hottest comic book in the world. Actually, to be honest, I think I was trying to think of words to say, and it kind of like started out. But this is probably the hottest comic book right now for any publisher, any Marvel, DC, IDW, Dark Horse, Image. This is hot at the moment, and the variant. I mean, the first print of this sells for about £35–40 now, so about $65 sometimes. I've seen it sold for a lot more. Graded, I've seen graded copies sell for about $300, which is ridiculous. Which is really ridiculous. The variant of this first print sells for about between 125 to 150. It's one of the variants. I think there was 2 variants, not the common one. But still, I've got the first print of this, and I only got the 4th print just because if I decide to sell. Next, we have issue 7 of Suicide Squad. I am pretty slacking at this. I've only read the first few issues, so I do need to start reading this. I've just started back up with the Amazing Spider-Man. It's just having the time to do it as well. I don't like just reading a few comic books at a time. I like to do sort of a sit down and have a chill and read quite a few at a time. So it is a bit hard trying to find that time, but I do sometimes. Next is issue 1 of Darth Vader, Star Wars Darth Vader. This is a 6-part mini-series. This is the Scotty Young version. I've got the Scotty Young version of Princess Leia pre-ordered. And I am hoping to get the Scotty Young version of Star Wars. It's a free connecting covers. Next is the standard edition, which I got from my LCS, my local comic book store. A lot of these I get from my comic book store, probably the weekly ones and newer ones. Variants, not so much, because, I mean, my store does do some variants, but obviously the ones that I usually prefer are the like 1 in 25, 1 in 50, and they don't really get many. I think he had a Scotty Young Darth Vader there, but I think a customer had already reserved that. Next we have issue 80 of Amazing Spider-Man, on the trail of the Chameleon. So I believe the first appearance of Chameleon actually was in issue 1 of Amazing Spider-Man. I think so anyway. This is in pretty good condition, apart from the fact there's a pen line there. And there's what seems to be a stamp up there. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it was a pretty good price, and it's this comic book, it sells for a fairly good price. I'm not sure why, but I've seen it sell for about £25. If you can give me some information as to why this sells for the price it does, that would really help. I had a look online. It's not the first appearance of anything, I don't think. I heard something about the Prowler being in it on the first appearance of the Prowler, but I'm not entirely sure. Next is a few comics I got online from this one seller. They were in 2 separate auctions. So first we got the Amazing Spider-Man issue 224. This is nice artwork with the vulture on. I like that one. Let fly these aged wings. It's quite cool with the old advertisements. Next we have issue 234. The Amazing Spider-Man v Willow the Wisp. It's quite a cool cover. The Marvel Comics Guide to Collecting. 16-page bonus insert. Cool. Next we have issue 250. It's a milestone, you know, getting every sort of, you know, issue 50, issue 100, issue 200, 250, so on. This is the start of a Hobgoblin series. I haven't read these yet, but I'm really excited to read these. I've not read anything this old. Next we have issue 251, which is carrying on from that, the Hobgoblin. Next is a really interesting comic book. If you're watching this video, you probably know what this comic book is. This is issue 252 of Amazing Spider-Man, the first appearance of Black Suit Spider-Man. And this is in a pretty good condition. I mean, if I was going to grade this myself, I'd probably get it. I mean, it hasn't got white pages anymore, but I'd probably give it somewhere in the 7 region. And I am considering getting this graded because it's quite an expensive comic. You know, it's the first appearance of the Black Suit. And I managed to get this in a pretty good. I mean, I was bidding for this previously, and I lost the bidding for that, unfortunately. That went up to like £48, I think I lost it at, which was a shame. But this is fantastic. It's a lovely cover to start with. It's in a really nice condition as well. But the thing that it is it's the Black Suit Spider-Man, you know, that came on to be the symbiote, Venom. I believe the story arc for Venom starts at issue 298, if I believe. Well, Secret Wars 8 was actually the start of that story arc, but I think it carries on. I'm not sure what time Secret Wars 8 was released. I want to say around the time of issue 298, 299, 300 of Amazing Spider-Man, which probably wasn't too far off. But there again, that's another, you know, key issue. This is one of the key issues of Spider-Man. If you're any Spider-Man fan, you know, you've got to have this. I am trying to get more of the key issues. I've got another one here as well, which you'll be seeing in a minute. But I am trying to get as many key issues as I can. So if you have any for trade, sale, you know, I'm your man. Come to me, and I'm interested. That's that. Next, we have issue 1 of Spectacular Spider-Man. This is another key comic as such. I can't remember why. I can't remember, but I think it was because it's issue 1 of Spectacular Spider-Man. I can't even spit the words out. I think issue 68, as well, which is the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. Or, I think so. No, Cloak and Dagger were. I'm sure they were next. I'm not entirely sure anyway. Sorry, I'm getting mumbled up of my facts right here. But yeah, it's another key comic. Next is issue 89 of Spectacular Spider-Man. I've got the black cat on there. This is a really nice cover. Issue 90 of Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of Black Cat, you know, Felicia Hardy, for obvious reasons. But from the animated series from the 90s, I really liked the voice of her. I just really liked her as a character. I think she's quite interesting. How it starts off as sort of like a lust for Spider-Man. Then, you know, they have their own fight in that. Next is issue 91, black suit there, black cat, and then issue 93 of Spectacular Spider-Man as well, which carries on with the story arc for the black cat and that. So I would like to get, wow, that's a pretty cool story arc. That lasts quite a bit, doesn't it? But yeah, I'd like to get issue, I think I need issue 92, which is pretty cool. And I also like as well just the old look of the comic books compared to these days. But you know, I've got a few variants coming in, but obviously, you know, you got Spider-Gwen starting soon. That is hyped as anything. I mean, I don't think there is anything in the Marvel or DC universe at the moment that is hyped as big as that. And of course, you got Silk as well, another quite hyped up series. Obviously, first appearance of Silk was in Amazing Spider-Man 4, and it's interesting to know that I don't want to spoil the Silk storyline for you, but I definitely recommend it. It's really interesting to read Amazing Spider-Man. I'm just getting onto the verge of the Spider-Verse where I'm reading, so it's a massive thing. I need to get this series of Spider-Verse as well. I've only got issue 1. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys and girls. This is this week's weekly comic book pickups. There's some really cool key issues there, some cool comic books here compared to previous ones, and I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more, and always please comment, like and subscribe. See you later, guys.